Probably the longest grouping of videos I've done in a long time is today. You know, I thought that there's not going to be much of an opening. We'll run through the 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, age horses, and then I just talked and talked and talked. Sorry about that. We're going to start with the aged horses. So you guys know how we've been doing this. 4-year-olds, alphabetical A through Z. 5-year-olds, same thing, down to finishing with Sintra, the 10-year-old. So we're going to start with Atlas Hanover. The horses look great. You know what? I never thought about it until I talked to Bill McClinchy yesterday from Woodbine. He said, and he watches, he said, are you bringing Atlas Hanover home for the New Holland? I never even thought about that. You know, is he going to be fresh enough? I don't know. He's going to need a rest at some point. Do we bring him home for that? We can bring him home for that. If he doesn't race good or he needs a rest, we can rest him here. I suppose we can. I literally never thought about it until Billy mentioned it to me yesterday. So Atlas Hanover could be coming to Ontario for the New Holland. All right. Blue Tesla, couldn't train her in the race bike on Wednesday. She didn't eat all her breakfast or her supper the night before. So obviously something going on with her. She's usually a pretty good eater. So I told Jason, just take care of her. If she feels good on Saturday, train her a little bit, and then maybe school her next Wednesday and see how she feels. We're not going to race her until she's ready to go. She's not in the sale. I have no plans to get rid of her just yet. I do want to get to the bottom of what's going on, and I can't do that if she isn't ready to go. Bravura, she is leaving. She didn't train that good. I trained her 2-1, come half in a minute. For my partners out there that are expecting a resurgence in some sort of great mile on Wednesday, I don't think we're going to get it. I think what we're going to get on Saturday or on Wednesday is a flat line that shows that she's raceable and ready to go right now. That's the importance of it. I don't think we're going to see anything flashy out of Bravura on Wednesday. Dustin Hanover's racing here on Thursday. You know what? As I said the other day, let's just let fate figure it out. Is he going to Ohio or is he going to stay in Ontario? Let fate figure it out. If he wins, he can't go to Ohio. His numbers are 4, and he'll have 4 wins after that win. But I think he is sitting on a win. I think there's more of a likelihood that he'll win on Thursday than there is that he wouldn't, which is a tall statement. But you guys have seen how we've handled this horse and heard me talk about Dustin Hanover. The numbers of 2 went 58-1 the other night. I don't think Dustin Hanover's going to have a problem in that class. Could be wrong. We'll see how it plays out next week. HL Baloo, this is the horse that Mark and I and a number of other, Beckwith and a number of other people in the stable own. Was a bit of a project to purchase. He's not going to be ready for 2 or more months, but we are getting through him. I know that Mark is really working on him in New York and getting him ready to go. So we'll see how HL Baloo does when he comes back. How the hell saw him swim today. He looked great swimming. I heard some fantastical stories about how he was diving in the pool and he was a renegade to get in the pool. And I walked in there and I said, easy boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, right in the pool. Right, Amy? Right, Emily? But how the hell? Again, if anything, he's ahead of schedule as far as the operation, time off, hybrid, walking, swimming. We're in the swimming section, so we're in the last stage of his rehab before we start going. And I think if this hybrid training between training, jogging, and pool works out for the other horses, it would be fantastic for this guy too. So how the hell we'll x-ray on the 15th of February, see how those x-rays go, and I suspect he can start jogging, swimming, and training after that. We'll see. That's the plan with him, and he is actually ahead of schedule right now, looking great. HB Maestro, second the other day off 3 weeks. He raced very good. Hunted House is going to race next weekend, I believe. He looked great. I saw him today jogging. Looked good. JK Mickey Mantle's out for about a month. We'll turn him out for a month. Whereas JK Victory will start going. He's just qualified, ready to go. We bought him, paid a lot of money for him, but he's fresh, ready to go in the upper echelon of condition races. We are going to pay him into some stake races. There's a stake race in Illinois, or in Indiana, because he's an Indiana bred. There's the Graduate, the Charles Jaravinsky. These are all 4-year-old races here in, at least one starts in Ontario. Charles Jaravinsky is, and the Graduate starts here in Ontario and then travels around a little bit. And then I think we ended up paying him into the Canadian Pacing Derby also. Listen, we bought him to be a good horse. I don't know what kind of horse he is, but it would be unfair of us and maybe even short-sighted not to stake him to the races. We bought him to be that type of horse, so why not? Kind of classy. I'm going to tell you what, I said to Jacob, a bit of a mule. My God, she can be a bit of a pig on the track. Very rude the other day to train. She's got some talent. Like, she was going to go a mile in 2 minutes the other day and threw herself and was leaping around. And she's a big horse. She almost dumped me out once. But she does have talent, but she's going to have to get past that rigid exterior. That Donato Hanover, oh my goodness. I've seen it before with a couple of Donatos that we had. She's an okay horse. I think if she puts it all together and chooses to do her work right, she probably would win a maiden at Northfield and do okay for a little while. But she has to get by that thick layer of ignorance she has. Man, looks like Money missed this week. He raced 4 times in January, and I think I don't know what we're going to do with him moving forward. At some point, he's going to need a rest, but if he continues to win, it's going to be hard to lobby for a rest just yet. Procrastinator, poor outing last week. Man, his blood didn't come back, horrible. And, as I said, I talked to Sylvain a bit about him last night. I said, that's that horse I kind of greased you with a little bit to get out and win. Maybe he's a little shallow. Maybe he's leaning towards that cheap speed type of horse where you can't, the move James made the other day was 1,000% the right move to make almost every time. For him to get beat off that trip was a little perplexing, especially given the fact that we saw the scope, we saw the blood work come back on him. It wasn't outrageously bad. So I was a little shocked with the result of that race, all things considered. So, I said to Sylvain, obviously I wouldn't put him on the front again or be first over with him, but, you do what you want. He's a trip horse with some speed to offer, but we're going to have to manage him correctly, I guess. Red Overbach, I trained him the other day. We'll train him a few times and put him into school or whatnot. Kind of still looks a little woody, his hair. Obviously it's cold, he's not shiny, so but we'll have him back going soon enough. Renegade Gypsy's back in the barn now jogging. He'll be ready for that graduate race probably a couple weeks before that. We'll have him ready to go. Resolute Bay returned today. He was walking in the barn when I was doing my 3-year-old video. Stonebridge Acadi will be in to go next week. I don't know where. Say Saturday. He must have drawn in somewhere. Stonebridge Acadi will be in to go next week somewhere. 3 Point Blue Chip. No real updates for you guys on this guy. He's going to go back in training at some point in the future. We'll see when that is. World for Two is very close to racing right now. Good as Him is not. Good as Him, it won't be ready for... You see we switched from the 4-year-olds to the 5-year-olds. World for Two, I suspect. I keep saying 3 weeks. We're going to bring him down, school him a few times, and then qualify him. So he's at least 3 weeks given that trajectory from the races. And I know Tom and a couple of people have asked me when. He's going to tell us when. And he's already told me he looks like $1 million and he's ready to go. But we want to make sure that he has the proper work in, the proper heavy lifting miles, so that when we drop him in the box, he is ready to go. As I said, Good as Him won't be ready till next fall. Eldis Patrick. I don't want to talk about Eldis Patrick today. I just don't want to talk about him. Locatelli. Locatelli came back today. Again, we're getting him ready for that New Holland series, so he'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks. Macho Martini raced terrible last night. Scope didn't really find much. Blood work, I forgot to tell Harry we should draw blood on him. Probably going to draw blood on him Monday, I guess, and see if we can't get to the bottom of what took place with Macho Martini last night. I found it very frustrating. No Free Lunch is still working, still jogging every day. So I guess next week, the next vet appointment we have, maybe when I come back, we were going to x-ray. How the hell we'll bring No Free Lunch up for an ultrasound also and an x-ray on that right front. That's what we're going to do with him. She's a Sassy Beach. Had the 10 hole and was canceled last night. Not the end of the world if we're going to cancel with the 10 hole at -20. Hopefully she draws better next week. For Megan, now Megan and Scotty are actually coming away with us, with our family and a number of friends in the industry. My brother Mark and his wife are coming away. A lot of people. There's maybe 15 or 20 of us, and Scotty and Megan are 2 of them, so it'll be interesting to go away with them. Be a lot of fun. But I think she's a sassy girl, is 5 years old? I think they can probably race her without Megan being there. Walk on the Moon. Finished 4th the other day. Should have won. We've talked about this a million times. I literally don't think I've ever seen a horse squander as many good trips as Walk on the Moon in my life. Easy front end, sitting in the 2 holes, second over, all the time. And he's a frustrating horse to watch, but hopefully we can shake him up and get him to the winner's circle one of these days. Sailor is in to go, so he's got the 8 hole, but he is listed for sale and will continue. Eventually he'll be sold in the next 2 weeks, I would imagine. stay close. His eye is looking good. He's doing light workouts on the walker, so he's not going to miss too much time when we do get the green light with that eye. But honestly, guys, I'm really happy that we didn't have to operate. I mean, for a horse to imagine losing your eye and trying to be a racehorse, I mean, that would be very difficult process, I believe. Maybe it wouldn't be hard at all. I don't know, but I'm glad we're not going to have to find out. Kings County, month off, but during that month he's going to be breeding our 6 mares, so that will start end of February, 1st of March. White Tiger is back now. He's coming back today. He's going to start back. We're probably going to race him in that New Holland series also. Per Lucky, a winner the other day, looked good. Somebody said, he was beat. He was never going to get beat. That horse was not going by. Not in my mind, he wasn't anyway. I thought the horse looked very good, and just one, Jim Eaton did a great job training him back, and 2, Jason's done a great job managing him, as he always does. So very interested to see how Per Lucky's going to do in the future also. Took a dive off Dipper. Has had a real tough time with post positions. Real tough time with post positions the last 3 weeks. 8 hole in the open this week again. That's literally 3 wasted starts in a row. So hopefully Dipper comes out swinging when he draws better next week, I hope. And Sintra, 7 hole tonight with Austin Sorry. I just said to Austin, I said, listen, you can drive him how you want, but I'd rather him not get roughed up. You know, he's had a long year for us. He's been a great year, a great horse for us. Let's do right by him. He's got the 7 hole. There's lots of speed inside you. Probably going to get away 7th. I didn't say that to him, but he'll probably get away 7th and race him accordingly, and we'll see how he does after that. But 2 horses in tonight, Procrastinator and Sintra, both drew the outside. Both probably not going to be super productive. So we'll look to the new week, the new part of the week, for our production next week. Nothing in on Monday, but we do have some horses starting, getting close to qualifying, racing, schooling in Ohio. Some more horses obviously getting close, a couple, 3 weeks away from racing, getting our big guns back. Haunted House, I'll be glued to a TV regardless of where I am on Saturday, watching this guy race, and interested to see how Harry likes JK Victory also. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. That's all your videos this week. Gave you your 2-year-olds, gave you your 3-year-olds, racehorses, opening, all lengthy. 12 minutes, the shortest one, this one here. But I'm not going to say, super happy with the way everything's gone. No, it's frustrating when we don't have our best horses racing, or when horses don't race the best they could. I'm glad that Looks Like Money raced good. I'm glad that HP Maestro looked good. But we got a lot of work to do between now and the end of February to get things really rolling here at the stable. But the good news is the babies are rolling. They all look very good. Take care, everybody.